you're a parent, then you may have had some exposure to the baby blues or postpartum depression.
You may have even had a friend or a loved one maybe who suffered after giving birth. It's estimated 15% of women experience some sort of postpartum mood disorder after giving birth. If you break it down, that's roughly 1 in 7 women.
And that's why Grand Rapids Business is trying to educate folks about the importance of the care that takes place after a baby is born. And they're holding an awareness event next week, showing a documentary and holding a panel discussion as well. Today we're telling you about the work of Simply Born Midwifery Services.
A birth house can be the middle ground between a home birth and a hospital birth. We're taking you inside the Simply Born birth house to take a closer look at postpartum care. We are here with Sarah, the owner of Simply Born, also a midwife. And I know when you meet with a woman, you plan for the birth.
Yeah.
You also encourage them to look at those first 40 days after.
Yeah. So postpartum is a time when most people don't think about. We plan a lot for our prenatal care. We're eating well, we're doing yoga, we're doing all of the things that are right? And then we do our birth. And the birth is like a day, maybe 3, but like it's done, and then we're left. We have tons of people who come and see the baby, and they get so excited, and then they just kind of drop off. And so what do you do with the rest of that time of healing and learning and growing?
Yeah, you help women leading up to it, but you also, if somebody has maybe a hospital birth and knows they need some of that postpartum care afterward, you will work with them. And that also involves meeting with you a lot more than maybe a traditional doctor visit.
Right. So the OB standard right now is a 6-week visit, and maybe 1 or 2 for stitches or if you've had some other complication. So we do a 1 week, a 2 week, a 4 week, and a 6-week visit for most of our clients who want it. And in that time frame, we're really asking about how they're doing emotionally, how they're handling life, how baby is looking at like how they're put together. Are they lacking somewhere? Are they getting enough nutrition? How's their marriage doing? Adding babies can be complicated on many places.
The Simply Born Birth House is located in Grand Rapids. You opened not too long ago, and sometimes that postpartum care can involve staying here at the birth house.
Yes, we like everybody to stay at least 24 hours. The standard in the industry for most birth centers is 4 hours postpartum, and I just felt like that was too quick of a time to get them to move out and get back home. So we do 24 hours. And we have people here for most of that, and then they just get to hang out here. I'm a little bit up the road, and so I'm able to come back and forth if they need it.
And you can really evaluate where a woman is at. A lot of people have heard of baby blues, but there are different levels of postpartum that can affect us in many different ways.
Yeah, so postpartum blues is very common, but we have postpartum depression, we have postpartum psychosis, and postpartum anxiety. Under the tier, everybody just kind of lumps them all together under postpartum depression, but they're very different and unique in their own right, and they all have different outcomes.
There's a lot to talk about when it comes to postpartum, and so you and others in the birthing community are offering a presentation that everyone's invited to really learn more that can help yourself, help a friend, or even help a stranger.
Yeah, we are excited to do the documentary at Wealthy Theater and to partner with them again and to co-host it with Gold Coast Doulas and to donate the proceeds to Moms Bloom. We are super excited about our panel for our Q&A discussion. We have some amazing people who will be able to answer or direct people to places that they might be questioning about in the community. It's going to be an amazing night.
We are here now with Alyssa from Gold Coast Doulas. I know this is an opportunity to really allow people to see that there's a whole birthing community here in West Michigan.
Yeah, so Gold Coast Doulas has birth doulas and postpartum doulas, and the postpartum end is still pretty hidden. We don't want it to be, but a lot of people don't know that we're here, don't know what we do or why we exist. So this movie screening is all about educating. We want to educate the community that we're here. What does a postpartum doula do? Our support includes care for families from conception to crawling, we say, so through the first year usually. And those family dynamics look so different. Sometimes mothers do suffer from anxiety, postpartum anxiety or postpartum depression. Oftentimes they don't. Postpartum support really has nothing to do with mental health, other than we're here to support their mental health.
And you meet with a lot of different families and women, some that have family members here that live close to them, and some that have maybe moved from out of town.
We're seeing a lot of that. Grand Rapids is growing and it's great, but when you're a new family and you've moved here from across the country and you're having a baby and you have 0 friends and 0 family, that's really hard. Having a baby is hard when you have a support system in place. Imagine doing that when you have nobody. So our postpartum doulas go into their home and we become that village.
And you are basically letting people know that that help is there, and also helping a local organization known as Moms Bloom.
Moms Bloom is an organization that provides free postpartum support to any family, regardless of income level, regardless of whether they're suffering from a perinatal mood disorder or not. We provide judgment-free, practical, and emotional support. Anything from holding a baby while mom takes a shower, to helping out with some dishes, to just providing someone to talk to, because those first few months can be so isolating and lonely for moms. Just having a person to talk to about what they're facing every single day and maybe get some support can make a huge difference.
Providing support and care to women and families in need of postpartum care. It's what the Simply Born Birth House is all about.
And this is really an important conversation, one that Simply Born and Gold Coast Doulas hope to have with the entire community. They feel the documentary about postpartum depression and mood disorders and the challenges that they bring will help remove the stigma and the taboo that can surround the subject. And we know when you remove that shame, we start talking about it, and people can get treatment and not feel like they're as isolated.
Yeah, and the documentary is called When the Bough Breaks. The executive producer is Brooke Shields, and she also narrates the film. It follows the story of a mother suffering from postpartum depression for 6 years. The cameras document her condition and give us an in-depth look to her path to recovery.
The event begins at 6 p.m. at Wealthy Theater, and it is followed by a live Skype conversation with the film's producer. The night will also include a panel discussion with local health advocates. The event is free, but donations will be accepted at the door. As a reminder, part of the proceeds will support the Moms Bloom organization. Yeah, great night.
Good stuff next week. So we'll be right back with more at West. Don't go away.